Good afternoon, RCers from the Kenner 18 workshop. It's Monday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, and we have a patty in the workshop. This is a Great Plains Extra 300S in the Patty Wagstaff paint scheme. And maybe on St. Patrick's Day it should be in green colors, but it's not. It's in the workshop to get checked over for the upcoming flying season. You wouldn't believe I first got this plane in 2004 and been flying it ever since. So that puts it into its 21st year, and just goes to show you that a good wood model airplane will last 20 some years, unlike a foam job. So what I'm going to do is take off the cowl, take off the prop, check the inside, cycle the batteries, and I'm going to go from an ignition battery and I'm going to put in an IBEC. And I've been using these Aero Designs IBECs, and what it basically IBEC does is gets the power for the ignition system from the receiver batteries. It plugs into your receiver and you turn it off and on with a spare switch on your transmitter. There are jumpers on these IBECs to set the right voltage, and you also have to realize that Aero Designs makes a standard voltage IBEC and a high voltage IBEC. And see, this one's got a red HV on it. Important, I think they send you instructions with them. Important to print these out, read the instructions fully as to where to mount the IBEC. So to prevent any type of glitching, I have several of these on my Warbirds. They all work fine. Very good product in my opinion. I acquired a few spares, so I decided I'm going to put one in my Patty Wagstaff this year. So we'll stop now. I'll pull off the cowl and we'll update later. Yeah, the old bird is still in pretty good shape for being 20 years old. It's my Warbird trainer. I usually start off the gas powered spring flying season with this extra 300, get the thumbs all warmed up, and go from there. So we have the call off the Patty Wagstaff Extra, and you can see we got the ignition 2-cell life battery off on switch. We'll have to take that off, weigh it up, and replace it with an equivalent weight, because the IBEC is going to weigh a lot less. To keep that way, we'll keep the balance. I can see I also had a regulator on top here to drop down the voltage of the life battery for the CNH ignition that was on the Brisson 3.2 engine. 3.2, that's about 52 cc's. And I'll just go through the wiring, check that out. There's a CNH Brisson ignition. The Brisson engine is still running wonderfully. I guess the engine is 20 years old now too. So I'll take that all off, rewire it, get it all together, check the inside, tidy ups on the wiring, run the IBEC to the receiver. I think it's a JR 9-channel receiver I've got here. I'm running JR 9503 radio. And I must say, this Patty Wagstaff, it's a wonderful aerobatic airplane. It's not a 3D airplane. It doesn't do the flying pinata mover hovering around, but it flies wonderful symmetrical aerobatics. I like the airplane so much I bought another one and have it as a spare. Okay, let's get the IBEC mounted. Well, we got the IBEC installed. You can see the little indicator lights glued on there. There's the IBEC in there. We've added some lead weight to make up for the balance difference. We've cleaned the spark plug, and you can see the IBEC light will come on and off. You turn the transmitter switch off and on. I like having the same switch on each transmitter, my Gropner and my JR, in the same location. It's usually on the top right hand side, so that in case of emergency we'll have to kill the engine, I know where the kill switch is for the engine for the IBEC. Anyway, I'll button up the airplane, put the call back on tomorrow. We'll call this a wrap. You can see also how I drilled and wire tied my muffler bolts so they don't come loose. That's probably held on good for about 5-6 years now, easily. So that's it for Patty. Next time we'll see Patty out at the flying field. Cheers. One more thing to add about the IBEC. You can see by these pictures, the jumper pins have different settings for this different voltages. So depending on the voltage range of your ignition module, you have to set those jumper pins for the right voltage. I think the CNH ignition module for this Brisson 3.2 motor is 4.8 volts, about 5.6 volts. So I chose the 5.3 volt setting. That's it from Ken Air 18 Workshop. Cheers.